Hey guys, I just made this urban fairy garden. We did put together a fast version of this project. If you haven't seen that video, I'm hoping you did, but if you haven't, check the description or the comment section below. We will put a link so you can go check it out. But this is kind of the long version. I want to be able to explain a little bit more in depth kind of some of the pieces and parts that made this fairy garden, because this is probably one of the most complicated, or not complicated, but time-consuming gardens I've put together, because a lot of these pieces were homemade or took several steps to get it done. So the first thing I started with was the container. This is a galvanized tub I picked up at Walmart for $7. When I got it home, I put 4 drainage holes in the bottom using my drill and a metal bit. Then I filled it with regular potting soil. The first piece I built was this wall, and I wanted it to look like one of those reclaimed wood walls, you know, the wood planks that all look kind of different. So I went to Joann's craft and fabric store. That's the craft store we have in my town, and I picked up a piece of solid wood. It's like 7 inches wide, 13 inches long, and then just glued jumbo popsicle sticks to the top. I just cut them in differing lengths, used hot glue. When it was all dry, I took Minwax wood stain in the color walnut and stained each individual piece, and I did several layers on some to make it darker, and then some I did lighter just so they all looked a little bit different. When it was all done, I sprayed it with a sealant to help keep it from falling apart, you know, because of all the moisture and water and things like that. So it should be safe. The second piece I made was the little raised bed, and this one was really easy to put together. I used the jumbo popsicle sticks again. I cut 4 pieces in the same length for the sides, and then 4 more pieces in a shorter length for the ends. Then just glued them together using a brace piece on the inside of each section, and then glued all 4 corners together. There's no bottom because I didn't plan on planting anything in the raised bed. These little cabbage or lettuce or whatever these are just fake. They're cute, so it doesn't really need to hold up, I guess, because there will be no water on it. Okay, so the third piece that I made was the little mini palette, which I think is so adorable. It's made out of regular popsicle sticks and super glue. That is all. It's really easy. And you guys have seen me put together big palettes before, but this was really fun because anything in small scale like that, they're easier, they're more attainable because you don't need as many plants. So I just went outside and I just took a bunch of cuttings off of my succulents that I have. I mean, there's some Sempervivum hen and chicks, there's some lemon coral sedum, there's some tricolor sedum, I think there might be echeveria, little baby echeverias in there, and they're just glued in using tacky gel glue, the clear tacky gel glue, into sphagnum moss. That's what I put inside the palette. And of course, this isn't long term. These plants will take probably a couple months to form good roots into that sphagnum moss, and then I will take them all out and replant them in soil. So it doesn't hurt the plants to plant them up like this. It's just a really fun way to root them. You know, you can root them straight into soil, or you can root them into moss and then later plant them into soil. Okay, the fourth piece that I did was I poured this concrete pad. Never done that before. I used photo paper for my mold because it's got that real shiny, slick side, so I knew that the concrete wouldn't stick to it. So I just cut little strips of it and then stuck it down in the soil how I wanted it to look, and then mixed up my concrete. I used Shapecrete, which is a really it's easy to work with. You can mix up really, really small amounts and it's really smooth. So that's what I did. I mixed it up just in a little plastic cup and dumped it in, and just kind of tapped the bucket a little bit just to kind of even it out. Then I let it sit for 24 hours and cure before I took the paper off and did any of my planting. Most of these pieces, all of these pieces came from myfairygardens.com, the cute bistro set with the zinnia flowers, the little watering can with the tool, and the baskets. All these things, that's where I got them. And then for the plants, this is a purple velvet plant. These are a great house plant. That's one thing about this, these are all great house plants. Right now it's, we're just going into fall, so I needed to do a garden that I knew I could bring in and it would be happy inside. So, purple velvet plant, this is a lemon cypress. Love this for an evergreen touch. Then there's a succulent, and I'm not sure which one this is. It's crassula, probably of some kind. I don't have a tag. And then a little ivy. And then I did a few more little cuttings. So there's, you know, the cocoon plant and echeveria. There's a couple of, these are real hen and chicks, and then that is a real blue rose echeveria. They're all cuttings. Some of them have little roots on them, but there's a little bit of soil in each one of these pots. And so to water this thing, I will water the big plants from the back. So I'll just direct the water can right from the back side here, and I will give each plant just about the water it needs and not excessive water. I don't want any water going forward into the front part of this garden. And then to water all of these things and my palette, I'll be using a syringe. So I can draw up as much water as I need in that syringe and then just water. So like, you know, of course all the succulents aren't gonna need as much water. These aren't either. This one I can direct the syringe tip right in between these succulents and just give it enough to where it'll kind of trickle down. It's all pretty easy. So I hope this answers any questions that you might have about this garden. Of course, if you have followed us for any amount of time, you know that I don't put these together in order to last forever. I just put them together to last for several months, and then I'll take them apart and do something else because I love to do it. It's fun for me. I don't like to have things that look the same all of the time. So I'll take these pieces apart and I will do something else fun. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.